Welcome, everyone, to this edition of the Left Turn podcast. I'm Marilyn Bradford, and I have with me today a truly lovely, amazing lady from Brazil, Norma Forastiere. How did I do?
You did great. Thank you so much, Marilyn. It's awesome to be here with you.
Well, I'm very glad we finally met up. Norma is an Access Consciousness certified facilitator. She's a translator of magnitude, was translating even before Access. And she did a lot to help create Access in Brazil, which is now booming all over the place. So, Norma, what are some of the biggest left turns you've had in your life?
Well, Marilyn, what shows up first for me is actually when I met Access.
Okay.
It wasn't like, how can I put that? It wasn't like one big left turn, but it was a series of left turn after left turn after left turn. And when I met the Access tools, I was living here in Brazil, in São Paulo at the time, and I met it online.
Oh.
Using the tools, I was invited to one of the summits that Dr. Dane used to do a lot back then, 2011, 2012. And every time I heard about one, I was there, because at the time there were no box classes here in Brazil.
Wow.
So my go-to were those online meetings and the radio shows that Gary and Dane did at the time, all of that. And also, one first left turn was also with you. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Because I took one telecall that you did. It was the first telecall that I took in Access. And it was about, I can't quite remember exactly the title, but it was something like the addiction to judgment.
Yes, that's a big thing in right recovery. Overcoming judgment and the addiction to judgment.
You know, Melanie, that was for me a left turn, because I really had the point of view that I wouldn't almost be able to, to survive even without judgment.
Wow.
So when I started, with the Access tools, with so much of what you shared there, it was like, a sort of a revolution in my world,
Wow. Thank you for telling me that. That makes me so happy.
After, I don't know, more than 10 years, but yeah. Yeah. And that started turning, because I never really actually thought that it was a possibility to stop judging, let alone start actively that, because it was so, I don't know, wild, the stream of judgments all around. And things started, I started using all the tools that I had at the time and that were shared online that I could join. And so I took one bars class, second, third bars class, and my life was changing with from the clearing statement to the bars. It was one change after the other. Finally, it was like, I don't know, almost 3 years that I was using the tools on myself only, that I was like, and I started to be full of energy because I was depressed and all of that. I was taking care of someone close to me that was very sick at the time, and that demanded lots of energy. So the speed with which all of that changed was like, amazing to me.
Wow.
You
Wow.
know, when you are the caretaker for someone, it can be very depleting. And all of that was changing so fast. And I started to ask, oh my God, how come these tools are not, exploding in Brazil? And they have everything to do with Brazil and with Brazilians. They will love it. Where is it in Brazil? And that started to be like my world, because instead at the beginning, as I was, like no energy, I started to be with a lot of energy. Like, that's too much. That's too much.
Ah,
I have to do something with that. And so I became a bars facilitator. I started translating the manuals, the
oh.
bars manual,
Mhm.
because I was like, access is so different and weird and all of that. At
Yes.
least if we could have the manual in Portuguese, maybe it will somehow, be easier for the people. So I started doing that. And I remember also when I was at the beginning, when I requested to translate, because, there were no bus classes here, no facilitate, no
Wow.
anything,
Wow.
you have to, picture that. So there was like no demand uh,
Mhm.
physically, but in my world, it was already real. The demand was there. And I remember that I was talking to someone, and she told, but we don't have demand for Portuguese manuals. And I told her, but I was so sure we will have, and I
Wow.
will translate that. I was so, that was a left turn. Because
Yes, that's a huge one because everybody's saying we don't even have interest. And you're like, but we will. That's really following your knowing. That's amazing.
yeah, for me it was just so clear, and it was so funny because I didn't care to the point of view that I had that, but these people don't even know me. I'm new in access and blah, blah. None of those existed. It was just me and the willingness to have that. And
Wow.
that was like at the end of 2014 to the beginning of 2015. And things just started showing up. We had Lale Hancock, who came here, and she came to Rio. At that time, I was living in Rio, so I was hosting her for a bus class. And people here and there started showing up, people that had taken one bus class with someone somewhere. And I told Lale, if we have this one class with you, then I will also facilitate. And then there are these people that had already taken bus class with other facilitators, so they will have their own 3 bars classes with different facilitators. And so we'll start. And it was it. 2 years after, Dane was here and Gary also came here.
Wow.
So it was like, boom, this explosion. There was no, Marilyn, this joy to see something expanding,
Yeah.
exploding, and out of control. And at the same time, so magical. As I told you, I used to listen a lot to Gary and Dane's radio show that they did once a week. And people would go there online and ask questions to Gary. And I used to write those down because I'm like, oh, I'm going to use that. I remember he would tell people, pull energy when they start. I want to start a business this place. I want to facilitate on that other city. There's no one. And he would say, pull energy, pull energy. And I did that. And so people started finding me, people that I didn't even know. I just put, something on Facebook. Back then, there was no Instagram. At least I didn't have Instagram. People would find me. Hey, I have no idea what's this thing about the bars, but I know I have to be in that class. Are you coming to the south, north? So we started having different facilitators on different states from Brazil. And today we have, bars all over Brazil and access and books. And wow, it's so amazing.
It really is amazing. And you had such a vision to do that.
Yeah, I really, when they were saying, when I heard that about access, what's true for you is light.
Yes.
These were the things that were with me all the time. And I always got that sense, oh, okay, it's lighter. I'm going to go, oh, yeah, this will be. So it's as if I was following something that wasn't not like something external to me. I was following my awareness. And that was so exciting, so empowering. So it gave me joy. It gave me more energy. So, and it was at the same time miraculous because,
Yes.
I could go to all this other piece of addiction of being, how to call that? My father was, had this thing with alcoholism. So I was always focused on someone else in order to know how I be.
Yes.
And with that, it was really my life for such a long time that I was just following me.
Yeah.
There was like no one else, because no one else was like doing that in here. So I didn't have anything to compare to. I didn't have any recipe to follow. It was the tools and go.
That's so exciting. Your energy is just wonderful, Norma. Wow.
Yeah, I get this. Wow. It's a lot. Yeah.
That's what a journey. What an incredible left turn to left turn to left turn. Did you ever get any resistance to doing what you were doing? Or we call it pushback.
From other people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, there was in the middle of all of that, there was a point when when I got divorced. I was like, I started a new business. Of course, my access business and things. And then suddenly I was traveling and going here and there. So yes, there was a lot of, what's Norma doing? Is she crazy? What's going on? Or there were those that were like, oh, this will never work.
Wow.
So I heard different encouraging.
And you stayed true to what you knew was true for you.
Exactly. I did. And it wasn't like, as if it was all the time so it was challenging also because some of
Yes.
those people were really close to me. And today I see the gift of that in the sense that I chose for me.
Yes.
Okay, that's like, you know, I didn't actually say that, but in me, I was like, okay, that's just your point of view. It doesn't have to
Wow.
be my reality.
What a clarity. It took me years to get there. That's amazing. Really,
Yeah,
it's somebody else's point of view.
yeah, right. And that was that was something that I would get that a lot in different ways because you know sometimes that sometimes we just get the sense that
Yes.
these things are being projected at us and things like that. And so it was like, okay, no, who does this belong to? And we tried to send
Yes.
every tool that I knew to use, I would just go and use them. And yeah. And it's funny, Merlin, because at the same time that, as I told you, at the same time that it was challenging, there was, it was a knowing. I don't have any other word for
Yes.
that. A
Yes.
knowing that that was what I was choosing, and I'm gonna go. And it's not that I chose once and never changed. No, several choices, and sometimes I was like, "Oops, not a great choice, this one," and then, but you know, um, this this piece is an adventure on itself because
Yes.
finding out sometimes you know when you think you are on the same page on some with someone else and you find out that you're not, or
Right.
that people are some way and they are not, or that I am in a certain way that I am not. So finding out different things and just playing with all of that. Yeah.
What an amazing journey. Thank you so much, Norma. If you could say anything to people about choosing for themselves or being true to themselves, what would you say?
Yeah, start wherever.
Start. I
Yeah,
love it. I love it. Just start.
exactly. Sometimes uh, for I can speak for myself. Sometimes I can go so, you know, mental and
Mhm.
stay in my mind forever and create so many beautiful things that are in my mind. But it's a completely different game when I actually start, when I actually choose something and go and take some action or whatever required. Or, you know, maybe just, you know, cleaning a closet
Yeah.
that can have a very interesting impact in your life.
Yes.
But it's for me, it does. But sometimes I can, like, you know, postpone that forever. So this choosing for you, sometimes it may seem like something, you know, out there, or I don't know, with a pinky something, but it's not.
Mhm.
It's
It's not.
really on your skin, on your daily life, on and start to ask ourselves, you know, what is it that I would like my life to be like?
Yes.
What is it that I would like for me? And sometimes when we start asking that, not much so shows up. But if we keep on going, we will start accessing more and more of that.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Norma. That was very inspiring for me.
Oh, great!
Really
I love
appreciate
it,
you coming
and
on.
for me too, because it brings up for me this energy of this fresh start, which
Yes,
is, yeah.
right. Wonderful. Thank you so much.